what fear is. हमारे दिमाग में जो fears हैं वो असल में हमें limit करते हैं from living a good life.
It's a very important and essential emotion. Someone was bullying you in school, you fell down and you weren't sure how to respond to that emotion. And most of the time they're triggered from specific parts of the brain. Emotions play a vital role in our lives and it's very important to focus on those emotions.
Most of us don't even realize what our fears are. पहले तो मुझे लगता है a deeper and proper understanding as to what fears lie in your mind is very essential and very important.
Every tiny element on this planet Earth with so much thought that we take it for granted. We wake up in the morning and we breathe and we don't realize that in 1 second that breath will be gone. That's also fear.
We as individuals in this society, in this day and age, we are prone to thinking negatively and pick out the negative things in our life more than the positive ones.
Men's mental health is a huge factor and we need to fill that gap and give that warmth, that comfort, that ease to men. We need to also allow our culture to accept women so that we can benefit as a nation together.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Become a Superhuman. आज मेरे हाथ में दिमाग है, सर पे नहीं है, क्या पता मैं गलत बातें भी कर जाऊं, लेकिन मेरे साथ है Zaina Haider, who is a very smart individual. She's the first Pakistani bodybuilder who went abroad, competed internationally. She's done really well for herself. अभी माशाल्लाह न्यूरोसाइकोलॉजी भी कर रही है, मास्टर्स फ्रॉम किंग्स कॉलेज. Zaina Haider, how are you and welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me.
कैसी हैं आप? ठीक है?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. I'm very grateful.
So
Busy studying.
today we will talk about what fear is. मैं पिछले दिनों थोड़ा सा डेप्थ के अंदर जाके चीज़ों को सोच रहा होता हूँ. मेरे दिमाग में ये पॉइंट बड़ा रैंडमली एकदम से पिफनी आती है, तो दिमाग में आई कि यार हमारे दिमाग में जो फेयर्स हैं वो असल में हमें लिमिट करते हैं फ्रॉम लिविंग अ गुड लाइफ. how would you define fear and how do you think that limits a human being from living a life to its fullest potential or happily or whatever?
So fear is an emotion, okay? And it is a stimulus that is from the amygdala, which is a small badam ka shape ka part in the brain, lower part of the brain, in the limbic system of the brain, right? It's a very important and essential emotion because there's a trigger response that creates a fight or flight mode in our bodies most of the time.
Okay.
And what happens with fear is that it's consequential to how your caregivers have brought you up, how you sort of adjusted in an environment with a specific cultural upbringing. So it all depends on those things, okay? And all these negative emotions are a result of specifics. Could be something that triggered you from childhood, could be something that made you feel a certain way because your parents were constantly arguing and fighting. Someone was bullying you in school.
Okay.
You fell down and you weren't sure how to respond to that emotion. Even falling is a sense of an emotion, right? And most of the time they're triggered from specific parts of the brain, right?
Okay.
Now, emotions play a vital role in our lives, and it's very important to focus on those emotions, but not fixate on them. So ultimately, what we should be doing is living life on a day-to-day basis with the most positive affirmations, with the most gratitude that we can and should have.
Okay.
Having said that, fear has been an important and essential topic in my mind because it was something that was very personal to me. It had been triggered through my childhood, through many other episodes during my life as I was growing up, as I became a teenager, as I started to evolve in my life and started to learn from my personal experiences, as you have as well. Now, I take a reference from Pavlov's theory. He is a neurologist back in the 18th century. Most of these psychologists, theorists, mentalists concluded to specific emotions, and they actually excluded behaviorism, which we were going to discuss as well. A lot of things were excluded because they didn't believe that they had any powerful notion to them.
Okay.
And they had to do a lot of conclusive studies to even understand how the human evolution exists. People just thought that Adam and Eve were dropped onto the earth And that's exactly how humans evolved, but rather through a micro cell. So, human cells create us into, and also everything that's living, every living organism, in vitro or, human and living, plants, animals, everything that's existing and breathing is from a cell, right?
Yes.
Even the microcells in our bodies respond to emotions such as fear. So when you tell yourself you're not capable of doing something and that you're not feeling good today, your body's going to respond exactly the same way. So when you wake up in the morning, you tell yourself you're an ugly, fat, horrible person and you are capable of nothing. Your body is going to respond exactly like that, and it'll reflect exactly as you're telling it. Which is why people say, be very positive. I know that these are very sort of overused terminology, and I don't want to go into scientific jargons because a lot of people would not comprehend to them, but we'll keep it simple. Fear is an important emotion, such as phobia. Phobia is another psychological
By the way, हम scientific
emotion.
jargon में भी जा सकते हैं. If you think that would explain things much better, go ahead and do it. It's fine.
Absolutely, but for now, I would like to pertain to the specifics to fear and, let's say, phobia or any kind of
Okay.
emotions that we have. Let's say anger, sadness, happiness, and all these are also emotions, right?
Okay.
But the crux of the matter is that we have to understand why fear is important and how we can use it to our advantage as well as towards our disadvantage as well. So first and foremost, you asked me what fear is, and I told you what fear is. Secondly, how do we work around it?
So there's another thing that most of us don't even realize what our fears are. पहले
Yeah.
तो मुझे लगता है a deeper and proper understanding as to what fears lie in your mind is very essential and very important. Just to be aware of them. From my perspective or from my personal experience, मैं 36 साल का हो गया हूँ और जाके मुझे अब जाके समझ आई in depth कि मेरे fears हैं कौन से और कौन से थे which made me do things which I did not like or regret in later in life, right? So I did not even know about them. मुझे लगता था शायद मुझे पता है, लेकिन मुझे पता नहीं था. तो फिर उस पॉइंट के बाद जाके मुझे समझ आई कि awareness of your fears is very important. So what tip would you give to people ताकि वो थोड़े से aware हो जाएं and they could better understand their fears.
Right.
अगर if they would be able to better understand their fears, then is only when they'll be able to, navigate around them in a
Absolutely,
much
yeah.
better manner. तो कौन सी कुछ टिप्स देंगे आप ऐसी जिससे लोग अपने फेयर्स को बेहतर तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकें आसान लफ्जों में?
You see, Pavlov used the classical conditioning theory where he presented an experiment with dogs. So what he did was he made them smell food, and then he wanted to see their reaction when he rang a bell.
Okay.
So they're going to distract the reaction. It's like a buffer, let's say. You are trying to distract yourself because you want to eat the hamburger. So you're going to have someone ringing a really loud bell to sort of buffer that stimuli. That's a reaction you're having. So these are cues. You get these emotional cues. And we're not going to use those old school theories nowadays. What we are going to do is have a better system for our mental health where we have interventions. We introduce a place and a safe place for people to introduce their feelings and their emotions and talk about them clearly, and a place where we recognize those feelings so that we can encourage each other to openly talk about them and recognize them from one another and say, you know what, I'm so happy that you brought this up today. I felt the same way. Let's try and bring out all the benefits and all the advantages to improve those feelings and emotions, and we can do it together. As opposed to being by yourself and sitting in a room and recognizing what are the fears that I'm having, what are the phobias that I'm having, what really makes me sad and happy? Is it the cultural norms that have been stigmatized and set in my mind, and I've been brainwashed from the time of my primary caregiving, which is from your parents, right? And then you're conditioned to think a certain way. So when we revoke from that, we have to evoke that inner emotion, that inner sensory of feeling good, feeling inclined towards recognizing those feelings. Then we can sit and have retrospect and say, you know what, today I recognize my feelings and I'm happy to openly talk and discuss them because I've found myself. You've gone onto a journey of recognition. The recognition is of acceptance, and that acceptance comes from recognizing those mistakes you've made in the past. But if you're not able to recognize your own mistakes and flaws, then you're always going to lead a life of perfection in your eyes, not in others. Similarly, when you look at yourself in the mirror, a lot of people suffer from dysmorphia. And it's a very common occurrence in bodybuilding. That's also fear. You're constantly fixated on every little limb, every fiber, every muscle, every tendon, every tiny element that your body is made up of. And if you don't stop doing that, then your mental health will suffer. So all of these things are conclusive to your mental well-being. And if you can sit in a room and say, you know what, today I'm willing to fix my life by focusing on my mental well-being first before I can give someone else my strengths and powers. Like my father's unwell, for example. Until and unless I'm not in a good place up here, this is a very essential part of our bodies, It's a huge organ that we've been gifted with, and it's very complex, it's very intricate. It's been meticulously created by the Creator. He's created every tiny element on this planet Earth with so much thought that we take it for granted. We wake up in the morning and we breathe, and we don't realize that in 1 second that breath will be gone. That's also fear. When you start thinking about it and you have that gratitude, you start meditating to calm your fears. You start breathing better. You start accepting your existence. That is overcoming fear. You sit in a room and you think deep and hard and you're content in your own space. That is overcoming your fear. You are scared to go to the gym because you're afraid of how people will judge you and question you about how you look and why you look a certain way. That is a fear. And how do you overcome that? By reminding yourself that you took that first initiative step to step into the gym or even sit in the car. That is your first step of overcoming fear.
ये मुझे लगता है थोड़ी सी रीवायरिंग के साथ इसकी एसोसिएशन है, क्योंकि we as individuals in this society, in this day and age, we are prone to thinking negatively and pick out the negative things in our life more than the positive ones. So you're talking about picking out a positive element out of the fear that I've experienced, right? तो मैं उस बुरी वाली साइड की तरफ फोकस नहीं करता कि लोग मुझे देख के क्या कहेंगे, बट मैं उसमें से पॉजिटिव चीज़ निकालता हूँ कि एटलीस्ट मैंने स्टेप तो उठाया जाने के लिए. So how do you rewire your brain into thinking positively or picking out the positive elements within our day or within our actions or whatever we're doing, the action that we're about to take, उसमें से पॉजिटिव किस तरीके से हम पुल आउट करेंगे? That's the main work. मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, लेकिन हम लोग generally we just pick out the negative stuff. Generally कोई हमारे साथ कॉन्वर्सेशन भी करेगा तो मैं उसमें से कुछ ना कुछ नेगेटिव निकालूंगा, अपने ऊपर उसका इम्पैक्ट आने दूंगा और उसकी वजह से सोचता रहूँगा पूरा दिन, यार उसने मुझे वो बात बोली थी, 4 घंटे में बुरा फील कर रहा हूँ, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही हाउ टू ओवरकम दैट फीलिंग और दैट थॉट दैट इज रूमिनेटिंग within my mind. So
it's
how do you rewire your brain and train your brain into thinking positively? What do you think on top of it?
On top of my head is self-affirmation. It's just self-acceptance. And until and unless you don't come to terms with all those things that you have gone through in your life, the episodes,
Okay.
Until and unless you don't sit with yourself and really reason with yourself, ask yourself questions, take all the time in the world you need. There's no rush. Because until and unless you are not content with your own inner feelings and your inner emotions and your inner thoughts, psychologically or non-psychologically, neurologically, whatever it is, it's a very different spectrum altogether. You can work with the top most amazing psychologists and you can go to the best neurologists. And if you have neurodivergence or you have neurological issues, then you have to take different steps to figure out what is it that you're actually suffering with first. Until and unless you don't pinpoint the actual problem. Because negativity is it's a very wide genre. It's an umbrella to so many different things, right? So for me personally, I had to encompass many things and circumstances. बहुत से मुझे मुश्किलात और बहुत से मौक़ों से गुज़र के मुझे समझ आई है कि मैं कौन हूँ, मैं कहाँ से आई हूँ, मेरा क्या पर्पस है.
Getting to know yourself.
Yes, getting to know myself.
Know thyself.
And even when your parents tell you that you've wronged or you've done something wrong, I've come to that point in my life where I've worked so hard on myself and on my brain that I'm still not perfect, but I'm perfect enough to know that I am human and I make mistakes. And if my parents correct me with something that I believe is wrong, I won't stand for it. I respect my parents. I will always listen to their decisions and always appreciate them for giving me this life, give them so much gratitude, the upbringing, the education, everything. However, if I don't agree with something that they are disagreeing with, it's okay. It's because I've come...
Respectfully, आप अपना point of view सामने रख सकते हैं. Let's coming back to fear. तो generally for general people, कौन से fears लोगों के दिमाग में होते हैं? क्या fears होते हैं? सर आपके और मेरे अपने personal fears होंगे. उसी तरीके से generally लोगों के क्या fears होते होंगे? What do you think
physical,
those fears are?
mental, it's little things like, I'm going to have half a roti and I'm going to bloat and my stomach's going to expand and I'm suddenly going to gain 4 kilos. Other things
my boyfriend
like,
is going to leave me.
Absolutely.
My husband might cheat on me.
Yeah.
My parents might die.
Yes.
I might lose my dog.
Exactly. So if you're going to live constantly with pessimism, and you're going to be constantly on edge about every tiny little dilemma in your life, every element in your life is conjugated and sort of surrounded by this ball of fury, like people are in the city. When I left, I removed myself from that negativity. All of a sudden, I felt like this power took over me. I felt this strength, this happiness, this terrible weight just lifted off my body. It was as if I was brand new all over again. And you know how I did it? By spending time with just myself, reading more, studying more, and just really understanding the human mind, the human psyche. Because I wanted to understand what is it that I actually suffered? How did I feel when I was growing up? What is it that people were saying to me? Why were they saying it? I questioned everything.
Okay, not to be personal, but generally, what did you learn about human brain? Because it's very complex, and nowadays people talk about the prefrontal cortex a lot. PFC. Ab sare neuroscientists are really into the PFC, studying the PFC in detail. वही हमारी emotional जो stimuli है उसको process करता है. Rational mind भी वहीं पे है जो rational decisions लेता है. What things specifically you learned about the brain which has helped you manage your life?
Well, I mean, we've been studying so much literature, and the best part about studying scientific literature is that you can create limitations based on those studies, and you can compare them to one another. You can see which one weighs over the other. You can have the metadata analysis. You can have the stats based on that literature, and it's factual. So once something is factual, you have slight more confirmation about that knowledge or that information. It has methodologies, it has limitations, it has biases, it has so many different variables. And when you start studying, you really get into the crux of it. You learn about different professionals that are in the field of psychology and neurology and neuropsychology and all these things and all these elements. Then you have to compare those studies. You have to study and see what that case study is, and you have to critically evaluate it, and you have to weigh the options and see why it's essential to critically evaluate it, and create a synopsis, which is basically a summary. उसका आप छोटा सा एक पैराग्राफ कंक्लूड बनाओगे और फिर उसके बाद आप कहोगे yes, this is what I agree with.
Meta analysis क्या होता है, just for the viewers?
It's metadata.
लोगों को पता है कि रिपोर्ट वो studies होती हैं different किस्म की, but what is meta analysis?
It's the analytics that are created through the literature that you are sort of researching through different publications and different authors and writers that have the right, and most of them are qualified postdoctorate and psychologists and people who have presence in the industry.
So just for my understanding,
and wait, let me finish. So what you were asking me was that how did I come to terms with understanding what the human psyche is by sort of reading different books, learning about different people's mindsets, and now I can understand how a person is thinking. I can understand what you're feeling, the depth of notion and fear and happiness and whatever it is that you have in your mind. It's not that I'm psychoanalyzing you and I'm a psychoanalyst or I'm a psychiatrist. It's just that you understand things better by gaining more knowledge in any field, in any respect of life, whether you're into math, you're into geography, you're an anthropologist or whatever it is. But whatever field you decide to go in, you have to go into in depth, and you have to understand why you started it, what was the reason, what motivated you, right? And when you start studying about different writers and authors and people in the medical field, now I have to create courses for mental health and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of pressure on me because now I have to be confined to very specific literature. I can't digress from the very topics, okay? And it makes me feel like I have some importance now. That importance is what makes me feel like this is the ultimatum. That once you understand the human mind, it's never ending, by the way. It just keeps going, The human mind is constantly percolating, It's steaming, it's fusing, and there's all kinds of things that are going through your mind, through your body, your cellular system, your microbiomes and your mitochondria and all these little elements in your body and things like that. But psychologically speaking, I achieved the physique that I did competing and doing bodybuilding, but I didn't understand what I was feeling and what I was going through until I started studying about it. I was like, oh my God, I put myself through all that torture, that pain. And I thought that I went through hell when I was growing up as a child. And you asked me,
What kind of torture
through?
are you talking about?
Torture, like going to really dark places to get to that extremity of body fat where your body stops responding, your hormones.
So are you saying bodybuilding is toxic?
I'm saying that bodybuilding is a beautiful, beautiful field, but it's become extremely toxic because people have made it into this horrible place where people are conformed to just aesthetically getting pleased by one another and having this disease of dysmorphia.
But why do you think people get to a point where they have to aesthetically get to a point where everyone is cheering how your body looks, but emotionally you're all a mess? Most of the bodybuilders I know are emotionally a mess because of the things that they're injecting inside their body, one, and second, of the dynamics of bodybuilding generally,
absolutely.
So, I mean, what did you find out? Why do you think it's toxic? एक तो आपने बात की वो एस्थेटिकली लुकिंग वाली बात आ गई ना, बाकी जनरली जो एक्सोजेनस ड्रग्स भी लोग यूज कर रहे होते हैं उससे जो इमोशनल इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट होता है बॉडी बिल्डर्स के दिमाग में. और अभी भी जो बच्चे हैं पाकिस्तान में जो जिम जाते हैं, दे वांट टू अचीव अ सर्टेन फिजिक बिकॉज दे वांट टू लुक अ सर्टेन वे. Can you please tell them that it's incorrect and they're going to the wrong direction or they're going into the right direction? What do you think?
Until and unless you don't surpass that journey on your own basis and you fall on your face flat and you hurt yourself a couple of
तब तक नहीं
times,
समझोगे.
let your organs fail. I swear to God,
सबका दिल कह रहा है टीके मारने का.
people are very stubborn and people are very dheet in Pakistan. I love my country, but I really have a lot of fear for
Even
my
though
countrymen.
fitness started from bodybuilding, I understand that वो Arnold आया उसमें, but लेकिन generally fitness is something else and bodybuilding
really,
is something
actually.
else. नहीं, as in Arnold was the guy who basically started to spread awareness on fitness on a large scale, even though बहुत पुरानी चलती है, वो अलग बात है, लेकिन Arnold was the main guy. लेकिन generally लोग के दिमाग में वो आना, अब अमेरिका में 1960s में जाके वो एकदम से वो हिट आया था ऑफ रनिंग, ठीक है, एक बुक कोई लॉन्च की थी, देयर वाज अ फीमेल फिटनेस एथलीट, आई कांट रिमेंबर हर नेम. आफ्टर दैट बुक एक जॉगिंग एपिडेमिक शुरू हो गया था अमेरिका के अंदर, फिर स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली वो बॉडी बिल्डिंग और इन चीज़ों के अंदर कन्वर्ट होता गया. नाउ वी आर एट अ पॉइंट वेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट आवर हेल्थ. मेरी हेल्थ अच्छी होनी चाहिए, मेरा दिमाग अच्छे तरीके से काम करे, मेरे अंदर एनर्जी अच्छी हो ताकि मैं अपनी फैमिली को टाइम दे सकूँ, दोस्तों को टाइम दे सकूँ, एक पॉजिटिव एनर्जी दुनिया के अंदर डाल सकूँ. नाउ वी आर एट अ पॉइंट विच इज़ मोर लॉजिकल, एंटी एजिंग, मोर हेल्थ की तरफ फोकस्ड, लेकिन बॉडी बिल्डिंग वाला एलिमेंट और ये जो बच्चे अभी भी जो टीके लगा रहे हैं ना, ये मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा जो चुपती है ना बात, वो ये वाली बात चुपती है और इसकी अवेयरनेस होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. यू हैव बीन थ्रू ऑल ऑफ दैट, यू कम्पीटेड इन सो मेनी कॉम्पिटिशंस. मुझे देख के लगता था ऑनेस्टली, आई यूज्ड टू गेट इंस्पायर्ड बाय यू एज वेल कि तुम इतनी ख्वारियाँ कर रही हो, जगह जगह पे जा रही हो, कर रही हो, बट आई फील लाइक यू हैड टू गो थ्रू दैट प्रोसेस वेल इन ऑर्डर टू लर्न वेयर यू आर और गेट टू अ पॉइंट वेयर यू आर राइट नाउ. But from a seasoned bodybuilder, could you please tell our youth what to do and what not to do? Please just be a mentor to them,
Stop being a douchebag. Look, I'm just going to give you the basics. The thing is that I did it because I felt compelled to do it. I felt pressurized. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't aesthetically pleasing. I felt judged. I felt insecure, unwanted, unloved. I felt all those different emotions that we normally do.
Yes.
And now that I'm in a place where I have understood what's going on in my mind and what's going on around me, I've been more centered.
Mentally at peace.
I'm mentally at peace because I found my center. I don't need to be compelled to buy a seasoned handbag just to prove a point to my friends or to my neighbors or people.
Yes.
In fact, I shut that door. I walk right past them like they don't exist anymore.
It's more or less
And
the
it
same
really
thing जो
affects
आपने बात की
them.
बैग वाली भी ना.
Yeah.
कुछ लोग बॉडी दिखा के अपने आप को अपना वॉइड फिल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. कुछ लोग बैग्स बाय करके, कुछ लोग महंगी गाड़ियां बाय करके, कुछ लोग महंगी वॉचेस बाय करके. आई डोंट नो, लेकिन ये कोई ना कोई हम वॉइड फिल करने की कोशिश कर रहे होते हैं. जब मेंटली एट पीस होते हैं, वी डोंट इवन फील लाइक डूइंग दीस
I
थिंग्स,
swear
राइट?
to God, I'm wearing, I don't even know if this is like my ex-boyfriend's jacket or it's just something I picked off my cupboard. It's like an old RV jacket. And I wore this in my last
looks
interview
nice
as
on
well.
you, by the way.
It's super oversized and I probably look like a Thela right now.
No, it looks
but it's
nice on
fine.
you.
I am not here to prove if I'm aesthetically pleasing or not, whether
Yeah.
I look good, whether I look bad. What's important is how my mind is functioning, whether my heart and my brain function, my organs are, and my vitals
Absolutely.
are, sort of, they're not staggered and haggard. I'm not old and I'm not sort of losing out on life. I'm learning life as it comes along and I'm appreciating life. That is when you realize that you don't need anything more. You don't need that other Dior or Chanel. You don't need to look that aesthetically pleasing because you need to
अब आप ये
hit an
खरीदती हैं.
FHM.
अब आप ये खरीदती हैं.
Yeah.
अच्छा फिर ठीक है. इस पे Chanel तो नहीं लिखा.
I honestly invest. Yesterday, I spent, I think, 30,000 rupees just buying a bunch of different books that are relative to neuroscience and
अच्छा,
psychology,
very nice.
as opposed
Behave पढ़ी आपने?
behaviorism too. But
Behave.
No, I haven't.
Robert S. something?
Yeah, but
Behave is a really good book, by the way.
I don't
वो
like
try करना.
self-help books, but I'll tell.
नहीं self help नहीं, वो neuroscience के ऊपर.
I've got George Farah's book too. By the way,
Acha.
George Farah's my coach. He's a PhD. He's got 2
Acha.
PhDs. He's been shot in the stomach. He's suffered from cancer stage 4. He's revived
Acha.
and come back to life. And the reason why I brought this book is because he's my mentor. He's second to me after my father. My father has been everything for me.
Okay,
My
interesting.
education, my divorce, my
Okay.
my change of profession from fashion to fitness, going to the best fashion school in the world, to going to the best university for psychology, and now to applying for my PhD from the
Mashallah,
US. And
mashallah.
inshallah, I hope I get
Good for
past
you.
this stage and get there. At the moment, my priority
So
is
what are
my
you
father
planning in doing PhD in?
in neurodivergence for adolescent health and mostly trauma and behavior, trauma and behavior science.
Okay.
So mostly surrounded by neurodivergence, neurological issues, and just how to help correct adolescent behavior because that is a lack that is lacking in our country. In the rural areas, people don't know how to communicate with one another. They don't know how to talk to each other. There's a lack of men's mental health, and that's an area I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about adolescent behavior. How to mix the two and make it work better.
Okay.
Caregiving, parenting. How do mothers feel when they have a child post trauma and all these emotions? But most importantly, men's mental health is a huge factor. There's a huge gap in that very thing, and we need to fill that gap and give that warmth, that comfort, that ease to men so that they're reminded that they're also validated, they're important. However, at the same time, we need to also allow our culture to accept women and to bring them forward away from the agricultural industry and more into technology, more into marketing, and infiltrate them into a more economized system so that we can benefit as a nation together. We can improve our education system, our health system. Unless and until we don't do it together, we don't help each other.
Of course.
Simple example, every morning I walk around my sector and I see these guys throwing trash in front of my house and I question them. If you go home tonight and you see that trash lying on your bed, तुम्हें ये कचरा अपने बिस्तर के ऊपर देखोगे तो तुम्हें कैसे महसूस
तो शायद उधर भी सोचेंगे.
अगर तुम अपने आप और अपने अंदर और अपने दिमाग को साफ नहीं कर सकते तो फिर भूल जाओ ये बात मैंने की है. ठीक है ना. अगर जब तक आप अपने आप को ठीक करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है तो आप ज़िंदगी में कुछ नहीं, कोई लम्हा नहीं, आप सुधर नहीं सकते हो. बस आपका कोई हाल नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आपने आपको घर जाके बताना है कि आज मैंने एक चीज़ इम्प्रूव करनी है और उसमें मैं 5 मिनट और एक्स्ट्रा डालूँगा इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. मैंने आज जिम नहीं जाना क्योंकि मुझे डर लगता है. मैं सिर्फ 5 मिनट लगाऊंगा घर से गाड़ी तक बैठने के लिए. ये आपका एक एफर्ट है. ये आपने फेयर एलिमिनेट कर दिया है. ये आपने पहला स्टेप ले लिया इनिशिएशन का इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए. सो सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट इज व्हाट्स लैकिंग. बॉडी बिल्डिंग इज अ no go show for me. I've learned a lot from the industry. I've worked with and I've sort of gelled with and communicated with some of the top most famous, popular, every bodybuilder in the
I've
industry.
seen you with every famous bodybuilder in the world. मैं वही सोच रहा था कि you were so into it, लेकिन
yeah, but
it's
the
about
thing is
time,
that
right?
I'm very grateful for them, and they're still a part of my life. However, I don't need to be a part of the system anymore because it wasn't rewarding enough for me. It was rewarding. I got 2 first places in the US. I worked really hard. I competed in Portugal, and I flew to the US from Portugal within a 20-day span. That's a huge mentalizing stress factor. You know, you start going into dark places right there. You wonder, why are you here? What do you feel? Why am I doing this? Am I good enough? Am I going to be better than the other? But I honestly enjoyed it so much that I never got scared and never had any doubts, any issues, any sort of hindrance. I just felt so good because I was able to do it. I was the first one from Pakistan holding a Pakistani passport to say, you know what, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to pave that path for other girls, other people to do whatever their mind tells them to. Nothing to do with bodybuilding. As far as gear and steroids and all these other things are concerned, if you want to do it. But don't be haste makes waste, okay? Allow yourself to spend more money working with a very highly educated and professional coach, and use minimum things as opposed to using a lot of things and working with a जंगली जाहिल जो तुमने एक उठा के अपना एक कोच रख लिया है.
यहाँ पे तो कोई डॉक्टर्स नहीं है ना पाकिस्तान के हिसाब से. आप पाकिस्तान की
It doesn't matter. You don't need to be a doctor.
इधर के लिए नहीं है. इधर की एप्लीकेशन जरूरी है क्योंकि यहाँ पे जब बच्चे
No, even doctors are medicating kids with
ट्रेनर्स के
steroids.
पास जाते हैं, they have zero knowledge. वो उनको बताते भी नहीं है what are they injecting into them ना.
Abbas, they don't
तो
even
वो
know.
टीके लगा रहे हैं और उनको खुद नहीं पता वो क्या लगा रहे हैं और आगे वाला भी लगाया, तो यहाँ के लिए no go है बिल्कुल ही
Abbas,
steroids.
they don't even tell you what mobility is. They don't even ask you to.
आपको
They
जिसको
tell you to
mobility का
stand
नहीं
on
पता
a
है, तो
treadmill.
उसको हार्मोन्स की क्या नॉलेज होगी ना.
बिल्कुल.
तो आपको बेसिक नॉलेज नहीं है, तो आप बिल्कुल भी स्टेरॉइड्स की तरफ नहीं जाएं. कोई ट्रेनर आपको कहता है आप यूज करें, प्लीज डू नॉट डू इट. डू नॉट स्पॉइल योर
Abbas,
लाइफ.
I will cut you there.
वहां से.
No, I will cut you there because the problem is that if you want to eat cotton candy and Arshad comes to your house and he puts it in the top shelf in your kitchen and you're looking for it haphazardly, like most of the time I do at home. You know, I want those biscuits or cookies. I'm like, where are they? You know, I'm rummaging in all the cupboards and closets. तो आप बार-बार बोलोगे, अर्शद किधर है मेरे क्या था वो मार्शमेलोज या जो भी था,
थे, चलो let's
जो भी चीज़ आप ढूंढ रहे हो, आपको वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन शुरू हो जाएगी बिकॉज आपको रिस्ट्रिक्शन वाली आपके दिमाग में बात आ गई है ना. तो जब आप रिस्ट्रिक्टेड फील करोगे, आप मना करोगे ना, तो आप population rebel करेगी. So you don't tell them not to do something, but ask them why they desire to do it. Ask them why don't they question what it will benefit them. How will it make them feel better or worse? How is it going to help them contribute to society? Is it going to make them president of Pakistan tomorrow? Is it going to give them better education? Is it going to give them better health? Would you rather live the remaining 60 years of your life spending on healthcare?
असल में ये जो बात आप कह रही बिल्कुल ठीक है. राइट डायग्नोसिस होने की जरूरत है कि वहाँ कहाँ से वो फीलिंग आ रही टू डू दीज थिंग्स. लेकिन जनरली हमारे जो बच्चे, मैं वापस वही पॉइंट करता हूँ कि दे आर नॉट अवेयर, दे डोंट इवन अंडरस्टैंड दीज थिंग्स. उनको जो उनके बड़े कहते हैं वो कर लेते हैं. वो सिर्फ सुनते हैं कि यार हमें इस बंदे ने ये बात बोली, मैं इसको फॉलो कर लूंगा, विदाउट इवन नोइंग क्या हो रहा है. आप परेशान हो जाएंगे जब आप इन डेप्थ जाके इन बच्चों के साथ बात करेंगे, आपको समझ आएगी.
Oh no, I know. I'm very well aware.
कोई आइडिया नहीं है. तो
I'm very well aware.
As mentors, we need to tell them not to do it. जाहिर सी बात है, फर्दर डायग्नोसिस की जरूरत है to be able to understand yourself better कि ये नीड कहाँ से अराइज हो रही है, फिर उसको एलिमिनेट करना बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरी है. That's a very solid point. Let's come back to.
Well, I would say one thing. I would say that. There has to be a system where we can try to educate these people better. I'm not talking about the kids. That's a separate thing that requires a lot of psychotherapy and psychoanalytics and stuff like that. But the people that are instructing them to do the wrong things, you need to find out what's in their brains and what's in their mindset.
They want to make money?
And why the greed?
They just want to make money.
Why do they want to harm? Why do they want to harm
Pakistan
someone's
में
life?
everyone's trying to make their ends meet. तो उनको अगर नजर आ रहा है कि people are following them, तो वो पैसे कमाने के लिए कुछ भी करेंगे.
But that's my question. Why? Because there's frustration, there's greed, there's
तो
need.
अब आप
It circulates into the demographics of the population of Pakistan, right?
तो इसके बारे में वो तो फिर आप पीछे जाते जाओगे, इश्यूज आते जाएंगे. Let's come back to the fear वाला thing. अभी मेरे दिमाग में एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा था while you were having conversation with me. पेरेंटिंग वाली बात, तो पेरेंटिंग क्या रोल प्ले करता है फेयर के साथ? जब लोग हैं, बच्चे हैं, वो चाइल्डहुड के अंदर, जैसा आपने बोला कि फेयर्स डेवलप होना शुरू होते हैं आपके दिमाग में, और फिर वो आपकी एडल्ट लाइफ के अंदर कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते हैं, तो हाउ डज पेरेंटिंग अफेक्ट दैट और कुड पॉसिबली मेक इट बेटर, यू नो?
It really depends on the kind of the upbringing the parents have had. So, caregiving, primary caregiving, is the most essential part because it's heredity, right? You've inherited it. That's your DNA. That's your gene. Unless you're mutated and you've turned into some weird thing. You know, an X and Y chromosome mix. So whatever it is that you've, you know, instead of having a tusk of an elephant, you start having a tusk coming out of your ears or some weird thing like that. So initial primary caregiving and parenting is the most important and essential part of your future and your livelihood.
Okay.
The way you think was, so the two contributors are caregiving, primary caregiving as in parenthood, and then your environment. So your parents can give you the utmost schooling and teach you to do things in the best way with moral ethics and respect and sharing and caring, empathy, compassion, not having to need anything from someone, the basic elements of parenthood. If you've covered all these fundamentals, but you're still you're not deprived, sorry, your environment is detrimental to your child's mindset because you don't know what the environment has in store for your child. You don't know if your child is going to jump over the gate and end up injuring their leg because you can't control them outside your home. So you've done your best to give that child that upbringing, and now it's up to them to figure out how to adjust with the environment. But primary caregiving is very important. It's extremely pertinent in the mind of the child. If your parents are constantly fighting, it'll affect your child's mindset, and in the future that child will rebel, he'll be aggressive, he'll be sad, angry, he will suffer from all kinds of neurological issues. He will constantly look for that attention, that need and desire from somebody else, right? You're always going to look for that compassion in someone else that you weren't given from your parents. You know, your father is very abusive, for example, and your mother is extremely an emotional creature. She's so loving, she's so forthcoming, she's so passionate about you, but your dad is this horrible man. He's pushing you around, he's pulling you in public, and he's shoving you in one corner to another corner. What is that going to do to you? As opposed to having a father who's extremely emotional, very gentle, very sensitive, he cries so often, and your mother is a strong one. But you have to have them parallel to each other. They have to complement each other. If you don't have compassion and empathy amongst your partner, what's left behind? So it really starts in the house, in the home. What's happening in the bedroom, what's happening outside the bedroom, what's happening in the neighbor's house. You know? The conversations you have at the dinner table, all those things conclude to the ultimate mindset of the child's growth, you know.
हमारे पाकिस्तानी पेरेंट्स को पता है?
Stimuli. Our Pakistani parents, well, you see, the problem is we're only concerned with a very, very small percentage of niche elite parenting. We're not surrounded by or having conversations with poor and average families, which we should. We should understand what's going on. What are you lacking? What do you need? Let's start asking more questions. Let's start finding out what people need more of, talking to them, having conversations with them, seeing what they need, and maybe that will help them change their mindset, their techniques, their role in life, their role as a parent, as a friend, as a sister, as a mother. You know, we need to be more focused on these emotions, right?
वो बेचारे इतने गरीब होते हैं, उनके दिमाग में चीज़ें आती नहीं हैं, उनको तो सिर्फ सोचते हैं दिन का खाना मिल जाए हमें, रात का खाना मिल जाए हमें. But do you think they are much happier than we are?
I think that when I look at families at weddings and I see a big family sitting closely knitted with one another, and you know, whether they're Pendu or they're not Pendu or whatever, that's not my problem. They are what they are. They're human beings. God created them the way they are. Who am I to judge them or question them?
Of course.
When people cannot speak English and then other people are condescending and they're infuriating them, by taking out flaws and मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं उनका उसके एक्सेंट का. भाई तुम्हारा बाप कौन सा गोरा था?
सही बात है.
कोशिश तो
अंग्रेजी
कर
नहीं
रहे हैं
आती,
यार,
शुक्र मजाक
उसको
बनाना है.
उस पर थोड़ा रहम कर लो. वो कोशिश कर रहा है. ठीक
Urdu is a beautiful language
Urdu is
anyways,
a
right?
beautiful, बहुत नफीस है, बहुत एक खूबसूरत
Royal language है by the way,
बहुत
Urdu.
रॉयल लैंग्वेज है. और बहुत फ़ख्र से हम उर्दू बोलते हैं. और हमें चाहिए कि हम अपने अवाम और अपने कौम और अपने नौजवानों को इनकरेज करें कि आप उर्दू में लिखें, बात करें, गुफ्तगू करें और शर्माएं मत. बिकॉज अगर आप अपनी कौम, हम लोग बचपन में करते थे, ये क्या है, मैंने उर्दू भी नहीं बोलना, मुझे शर्म आ रही है. बिकॉज
आती
मुझे
उर्दू
लोग
थी तो
जज करते
option
थे
नहीं
कि
था.
हाँ, तो मतलब यू नो लाइक हमें मेरी मॉम अभी भी मुझे मेरी अंग्रेज़ी को हमेशा करेक्ट कर रही होती है बिकॉज शी वाज एन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर मेजर एंड शी इज़ ऑलवेज करेक्टिंग माई ग्रामर एंड सो डज माई फादर. बट आई एम लाइक, माई ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स weren't English, so why don't you guys just back off and calm down? I'm doing a great job, leave me alone, okay? So parenting is extremely essential, and if your parents encourage you to do the wrong things, then that is not your fault. You are alone, you're sad, you're miserable, you're divorced, you're married with 3 kids, or you're forced to be in a certain situation. It's because of the upbringing and the lifestyle you've been used to having, the cultural norms, the kind of society you've grown up amongst, the schooling. So my advice to parents will be to take educational courses, to learn more about being a better parent,
Very
having more
important.
insight, being open to conversations,
मैं
being
हमेशा ये
open
बात
to
बोलता हूँ.
right?
Beautiful, yes.
Yes. And be okay and be encouraging. Allow your child. Don't mollycoddle him. Don't do too much of ye Gucci Mucci and all that stuff. Be tough on him, but also be encouraging towards his endeavors. If you find he's making a mistake or she's making a mistake, remind him of his good qualities first, and then tell him how he can improve his bad qualities.
Beautiful.
As opposed to picking out his flaws from the very beginning, because then you've just done the damage.
हमारे पेरेंट्स बचपन से ही मना करते रहे हैं हमेशा, ये ना बोलो.
मेरे अब्बू मुझे अभी
ये
भी
ना
कहते
बोलो.
चिप्स मत खाओ.
हाँ, और वो
मोटी
हर
हो
बात
जाओगी.
पे हम जब कहीं कॉन्वर्सेशन भी करते हैं या कुछ अपना पॉइंट सामने रखने की कोशिश करते हैं, हमें हमेशा बचपन में ये बताया जाता था कि आप छोटे हो, आप ना बोलो. ये बोल बोल के हमारे दिमाग में एक किस्म का आइडिया आ गया कि यार मैं आई कांट इवन स्पीक फॉर माई सेल्फ. अगर मेरे दिमाग में कोई आइडिया आता है तो मे बी नो वन विल लिसन टू मी.
You know why?
You know?
Because they'll never see you as a grown up. I'm
Anna?
sorry. My father treats me like a child even now, and my brother says, don't apply your PhD on your daily life. Don't talk about things that we don't understand. I'm sure he doesn't say it in a bad way or in any form of malice, but he probably wants me to just be that little silly kid sister of his that grew up doing random things with him.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So they conceal those emotions and feelings through that fear. That fear is what drives them to treating us in a certain manner or way, to having those conversations where they make us feel like we're not good enough. Whereas Western parents are different. I'm not saying that they're all perfect. I'm saying that there's amazing parents in South Asia as well. I have lots of friends from India that have amazing parenting. And then I also have lots of friends from the West who have terrible parenting. So you can't weigh out the options based on demographics only alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or because
Agreed.
we're from Pakistan, so we're this way, or we're this or we're that. No, there's tons of. I've lived all over the world, and I've seen the worst and best of every society, culture, population, and demographics. And epidemiology of Pakistan is obviously at a rise
इसी
because of
पॉइंट से बात मैं
education.
दिमाग में है कि यूएस में उस दिन मैं स्टैट्स पढ़ा था, यूएस के अंदर 1.8 मिलियन लोग प्रिजन में हैं, और यूएस की 1.8 मिलियन अकॉर्डिंग टू द, और इन कंपैरिजन टू द पॉपुलेशन चाइना में भी 1.8 मिलियन लोग प्रिजन में हैं. तो चाइना की पॉपुलेशन चेक करें और यूएस की पॉपुलेशन चेक करें, लेकिन 1.8 मिलियन 1.8 मिलियन. तो अमेरिका के अंदर आई मीन क्रिमिनल जो माइंडसेट होता है, या तो यू एंड अप डूइंग थिंग्स व्हिच आर इलीगल, वो कहीं ना कहीं स्टार्ट तो आपके साइकोलॉजिकल इश्यूज से ही होती है ना.
You don't know the exact stats of Pakistan because they don't really have the availability of resources to create those stats, right?
Of course.
And okay, so ultimately, you know, sort of coming back to the topic of just well-being, mental well-being, take better care of yourself, okay? When people say this, it's a bit of a cliche. It's very stigmatized. You know, when people say that mental health in men, it's not important. It is important. You don't want your son to be crying by himself in the room because he feels so tormented and heartbroken. You want to recognize and be aware of those emotions and feelings. I have had dyslexia and it affected my reading skills and my writing skills. But hey, this is how far I've come in my life, despite my neurodivergence. and my discrepancies and my shortcomings, I was able to reach high up in the sky with all the things in my mind, and I said to myself, you know what, I can do it, and I'm going to do it. That's how I achieved what I did. With the encouragement of my father, the encouragement of my mom, but then also with the emotional imbalances, it created a lot of fury and doubt in my mind. So I had to find that for myself by leaving and being away from everyone.
Good.
You know, just disconnecting from all the friends that I thought were my friends. Removing myself from the conversations that were no longer good conversations. People don't have conversational skills. People don't have basic ethics, and they don't have basic mannerism. They don't have compassion anymore. And I don't want to be in a room and sit on a table with people who don't have compassion. I'd rather spend time with this girl who works for me in my house because she listens to me. And I talk to her and I ask her how her day was. Or I'll go and buy a pack of crisps and give it to somebody who works in my house just because I felt like it. I don't have to think before doing it. It's a natural response reaction to my stimuli based on how I feel, how I was brought up, things that, you know, some people are just natural gift givers because that makes them feel complete in life. You know, maybe there's something lacking in me that makes me feel like doing that. And that is what compels me to do it.
Beautiful.
Right?
फिटनेस फॉर वुमेन के ऊपर आते हैं. पाकिस्तान में अब औरतों की इंक्लिनेशन आ रही है टुवर्ड्स फिटनेस, यू नो, होम बेस्ड वर्कआउट्स कर रही हैं, बट दे आर वेरी कंफ्यूज्ड. वेट्स नहीं उठाने, अभी तक ये मिसकंसेप्शन है, वेट्स नहीं उठाने मसल बन जाएंगे. किसके मसल बन जाते हैं इतनी आराम से? हम कितने ऐसे से लगे हुए हैं 15 साल से, हमारे मसल नहीं बन रहे हैं, हम कर करके एक्सरसाइज. तो ये औरतों के कैसे जल्दी मसल बन जाते हैं? प्लीज उनके बताएं ये बात. क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए.
पहले तो बात ये है कि पूरी दुनिया में ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में.
अच्छा,
पूरी दुनिया में ये प्रॉब्लम.
बाय ये सोच है. अच्छा.
It's just I suffered with the same problem as well. I was so ignorant. Nasir Bhai used to, you know, teach me at the Islamabad club, and I used to annoy him so much, asking him कि मैं कितना स्टेपर यूज़ करूँ, मैं क्या खाऊँ, मैंने कांगड़ी और कमज़ोर सी बच्ची रहनी है क्योंकि मुझे लोग इस तरीके से देखते हैं तो मैंने ऐसे ही रहना है. और मैंने फिर नेशनल स्विमिंग की, फिर मैंने कंपटीशन किया, फिर मैंने ट्रायथलॉन किया, फिर मैंने क्वार्टर मैराथन किया, जो भी है, फिर मैंने हाई रॉक्स कंपटीशन किया, फिर मैंने कहा फिर मैंने रॉक क्लाइंबिंग की, फिर मैंने जिप लाइनिंग की, फिर मैंने वो क्या कहते हैं क्लिफ डाइविंग की, फिर मैं तो बस किसी और एक्सटेंट पे चलेगी. लेकिन अगर मैंने ओलंपिक स्विमर बनना था तो मैं 10 सेशंस लेके तो ना बन सकती ना.
जाहिर सी बात.
तो बात ये है कि आप चाहे कुछ भी कर लो, कितना भी कर लो, आपको बहुत मेहनत और एफर्ट करनी पड़ती है. या तो आप स्किल बेस्ड बचपन से ही पैदा हुए हैं और आप गिफ्टेड हैं. आई हैव अ जेनेरिक disposition because my mother has really good muscle mass. She's got great calves, she's got good muscle density, and so I was able to develop that muscle mass. And also creatine is great for women. Just by the way, creatine is so essential for sarcopenia, which is the loss of muscle and fibers as we age.
Yes.
So now if women,
strength training
if you start creating this fear element into women about this idea, then they will change their ideology about it. So use that fear to attract them into the web.
Okay.
Now that I'm launching my app, it has nutrition, thousands of recipes.
Mashallah.
It has my personalized training workouts that have been pre-recorded, and you have 3 tiers to choose from, very affordable to mid-affordable, which means कि हर दुकानदार भी अगर workout करना चाहता है और वो मुझे follow करते हैं, shopkeepers, poor girls working in a salon, they want to train, they want to learn how to adapt.
It's launching in Pakistan as well?
Yeah, it's global.
Achha, very nice.
So I mean,
what's the name
it's
of the
registered in Dubai, but the company that I work with is from New Zealand and from the UK, and it's called Zaina Fit. So you just go to www.zaina.com, zainafit.com, and then you have the opt-in page live where you just put in your email and your name and so on and so forth, and it gives you all the choices, whether what body type you are, what kind of trainings you know you want to do, home workouts, gym workouts. You have all the options.
Brilliant.
You have a community, you have a peer tracker, you have a Q&A, you have a 24-hour support system, and now it's not just a training and fitness app. It's got a mental wellness section as well, which gives you videos and talks to you about how to feel like you're not alone in the room. We're all in this together. I also started with fear in my mind, with sadness, with insecurities. So we're all in the same boat together, and we all started somewhere. So let's take those baby steps and start one by one.
Beautiful.
Let's take those steps forward to learning how to be better at what we're doing first before concluding to the results. You will never ever become a Tarzan or a sumo wrestler by spending endless hours in the gym or lifting 50 kilos of dumbbells to do RDLs.
तो कितने दिन औरतों को कितने डेज अ वीक स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग करनी चाहिए, कितने डेज अ वीक कार्डियो करना चाहिए, सप्लीमेंट्स लेने चाहिए या नहीं लेने चाहिए? 3 पॉइंट्स.
So, number 1, consistency is your prerequisite to gaining those muscle and to getting the results are based on your consistency.
Okay.
You know? In every field of life, you need to be consistent. If you go to school and you decide not to study on Thursday and Friday just because you don't feel like it, then you're going to start falling back. Consistency is key, okay? You need to have self-perseverance. You need to be confident in yourself. You know, take those baby steps, because all of us have been in that room where we've been unsure of our thoughts and results, and whether if you don't believe in yourself, then you're never going to get anywhere in life. So take baby steps, take one day at a time, and make small implementations in your daily routine, and small, achievable, attainable goals. Set yourself up to small, attainable goals and look for bigger results, as opposed to rushing yourself and being hasteful and rushing to the end line, where ultimately you're going to fail. And failure is fine. Failure is a part of learning as well. But I think that you see me, I've prepared for a competition, but once I'm ready, everybody asks me, how much growth were you taking? How much androgen are you in? How much test and prop? And honestly speaking, I'm so like keen on trying tests now that hallelujah. I mean, my parents are not going to question me, so who are you to question me? If I want to put something in my body and look a certain way, I will do it. You and no one on this planet can stop me. But I respect myself too much to go to that extent. There are things that I've tried, there are things that I've experimented, and I know my extents and I know the needs that my body has and wants. Okay? But I've never been desperate to look a certain way, which is emasculated or have a specific jawline, all that. That's my personal preference. Other people want to do it, that's up to them. I'm not going to judge them. That's their life, their prerogative. They want to live long, they don't want to, that's fine. My job is to be a role model and to represent other people and to make sure that they're also able to follow my footsteps in the right or wrong way. But they have to learn from their own mistakes and their own good doings and their own bad doings. So if you want results, you want to gain muscle, be consistent in your endeavors, okay? Make a diary, log into my app. It has a diary. It has your rep, set, range, everything, but it's mostly for people who are slightly more familiar with training, not newbies. But if you're a newbie, you can do it too, and just learn to explore, and you'll work your way around. Consistency, your protein intake is extremely essential.
So should women take protein powder, creatine?
Okay,
should they use supplements or not?
Absolutely. So look, you have to do blood work every, let's say, 4 to 6 months. You need to know you have to be in check and balance in every walk in life, right? When you're studying for an exam, then you're going to revise, you're going to have black cards, you'll have little revision papers like I do right now in front of myself. And I'll keep revising and I'll keep making mistakes. I'll keep correcting them. Similarly, trial and error is the name of the game.
Okay.
Do your test, your blood works, see what works for you, work with a good coach, aka Zaina Fit in the house, or a boss. You have two.
We have a lot of good coaches out
exactly.
there.
We're both very well learned. Anyone that you're happy to work with, but my suggestion will be to be patient and consistent.
Of course.
Take those baby steps. Incorporate protein. It's dependent on your necessary and personal requirements. It doesn't have to be a lot or little. There's no definitive percentage or anything, but there's a specific calculation that you can do. And I have those availabilities on my app as well, that you can calculate what kind of diet you want: paleo, vegetarian, vegan, Mediterranean, or just a basic diet. And it'll give you a macro breakdown, how many proteins, fats, and it'll also give you the recipes, the diet breakdown, and everything. It does all the work for you.
Okay.
But use that as a tool. But first, do homework yourself. Find out what you really enjoy. Don't cut out things that you like having. If you feel like having a piece of toast, this is what I was telling Maricel, the lady who's filming right now and works with me. I was saying, listen, let's stop having the whole toast. Instead, let's cut it to half. Let's have half an apple instead of having the whole apple, because I need to slowly omit those things from my diet. Don't cut things out immediately, because you're going to feel deprived and you're going to feel restricted. और उससे फिर आपको वो temper tantrums and emotional uprising and downfalls, and your estrogen and your progesterone and all these things would start fluctuating very drastically, and you will hit a plateau. Don't be in a hurry to cut your calories out. Most people
Very good
deprive
point.
themselves, and what they say is that अच्छा आलू नहीं खाने चाहिए because तुम्हारा आलू से वेट बढ़ जाएगा, रोटी
चावल,
ना
रोटी
खाओगे
सब
तुम्हारा
छोड़ देगा।
पेट
हाँ।
ठीक है। अच्छा आंटी, अब मैं आपको ये बताऊंगी कि ये आप जितनी रोटी खा रही हो उससे आपका वेट नहीं बढ़ रहा है, आपका कम हिलने से और बाद में चीनी वाली चाय पीने से
हिलना भी नहीं है, हिलते हैं नहीं बिल्कुल भी।
आप बैठ के गप्पे लगा लो, वो जो आपने एनर्जी इस्तेमाल की अपने गुफ्तगू करने में और उसके नुक्स निकालने में, वही टाइम आप निकाल के वॉक कर लें 15
सही
मिनट,
बात।
और अपना दिमाग और जहन को ठंडा रखें और टेक अ डीप ब्रेथ, सांस लें, रिलैक्स करें और सीखें इसके बारे में। Google is not a doctor. It's not a factual source. It is a tool to use for people. I need to know the time GMT plus. I'm going to go on Google. I'm going to find some publications. I will find them on science publicated portals and platforms. But that's because I know about it. People don't know about it. They're ignorant. They need to know. Then somebody needs to teach them, right? So what you need to know is that your protein adequacy, your carbohydrates, your fats are very essential. The fats help your regulation of hormones. The carbohydrates are your ATP energy system, which help you stay energized, awake in the moment. The minute you start to deprive yourself, your body goes into an instant crash plateau.
कोई भी nutrient को
your
cut out
graph
नहीं
is
करना।
like that. So you need to slightly come up, and then you need to stabilize. Okay, you're stabilized, now your weight's not budging. So you play around with your macros,
Yes.
minus, plus, 50. Okay, 50 is not working. Let's just remove 100 calories from our total consumption of our week's macronutrients, right? Then you see how your weight starts with that consistency, that deliverables. Be accountable. Make sure that you're answerable to somebody. Your body's requirements of macronutrient deliveries are dependent on your personal requirements and your personal preferences. Unless and until you're not preparing for an Olympic competition or you're not like a professional athlete, then there's no hard or fast rule. You should have flexibility in your nutrition. You choose what you like. You want to have carbs. You don't have to over or under eat anything. You don't have to remove anything, and you don't have to add too much of it. Have balance in everything you do in life, including your conversations on a daily basis. Don't be an asshole. Be nice, be kind, be empathetic, be patient, and try to listen to people more, except for the people who annoy you on a daily basis. Forget about them. They're not included.
Anyways, हम wind up करने की तरफ चलते हैं. It was lovely
नहीं,
talking to
मैं
you.
उदास हो गई. मैंने
Honestly,
नहीं जाना.
I really enjoyed talking to you. I'm sure you guys must have learned a lot of things. जो बातें ज़ैना ने बोली उसके ऊपर focus करें और deeply understand करने की कोशिश करें. And we will see you guys at another episode. Thank you so much, Zaina. Thank you so much for the time. Do you want to end up with something? Yeah.
I never thought this day will come where I'll be saying something that will make a difference in someone's life. And now finally I'm educating other people and myself as well. And I'm also going to be contributing courses for educational purposes to professionals and also people who want to learn about mental health and well-being and all that stuff.
Beautiful.
So I'll share those links once it's up and running. And I really hope and really wish and pray that, there's prosperity and there's togetherness and compassion in Pakistan, and that people help each other instead of bringing each other down.
Beautiful,
There's
yes.
too much negativity.
Much needed.
And people are very mean, they're nasty, they're negative. We need to
खूबसूरत
change
लोग भी हैं हमारे
that.
मुल्क
We
में,
have
खूबसूरत
beautiful
लोग।
people as well. And we attract a lot of
Balance.
foreign, cultures, and people come. We need that infiltration. We need to have that mixed cultural effect on each other so that we can grow and be prosperous. But for that, we need have more development towards education, healthcare.
Very important.
And it's very important for children and women to be inclusive.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely. Agreed.
So once we start respecting ourselves, then we'll start to respect other people. Have an open mind, have an open vision, but most of all, enjoy the process and keep learning. You never stop. You're never better than the other person. Let's try to be on the same level. No one is better or worse than you. God created us equal, and we're all going to go down
Yes.
without our Chanels and our Rolls Royce and our Rolexes and our egocentric personalities and our bodybuilding mindset and mental problems. Okay, so I just wish that there's niceness and that we
More
can
love.
correct the flaws, more love, and
Beautiful.
learning from our
Beautiful,
flaws.
Beautiful. Thank you so much Zaina and thank you so much for listening to us. मैं एक और एपिसोड के साथ आपके सामने फिर से हाजिर हूँगा. Thank you.